searching the lake. The person crews will be looking for later this morning in Lake George as they investigate a possible drowning.
Launching an investigation. Why New York's Attorney General is looking into the maker of this life-saving drug.
And heading back to the classroom, we have team coverage this morning as more kids in the capital region are starting school today. Look at that. We have just about quadrupled the size of our morning reporting team. We're going to get to all of them coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for joining us here at CBS 6.
One of the most important things you need for that back to school forecast is your out the door forecast. Let's get you over to meteorologist Craig Gold. How are we looking out there, Craig?
You know, we're looking nice and mild out there. We're waiting for potentially a little patchy fog to develop. Right now we are fog free in Albany, although as the temperatures come down a little bit, that's when we start to see the fog form. It's 64 in Albany. We're looking at temperatures all across the area, starting out mainly in the 60s. Some of the higher elevations, though, starting out in the 50s. We're relatively cloud-free, other than some of that patchy fog that we'll see form. So it should be a pretty good-looking day today. At the bus stop this morning, temperatures in the 60s. Watch out for some patches of fog. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s by the time the kids are eating lunch and by the time they're getting dropped back off today. How about some warmth and some humidity? Temperatures will be topping out in the middle 80s, but it gets hotter as we get you through the rest of the work week. I'll talk about which day we could hit 90 when I come back in just a few. How's traffic looking, guys?
Traffic is looking okay at this point because we really aren't seeing much. Exit 3 here, I-90, where you get off to go to the state campus. We're looking good. You have eastbound traffic there on the left, of course, westbound on the right, and we are not seeing much congestion at all on any of the main lines this morning. We are accident free. That's your CBS 6 Eye on traffic.
Coming up on 6:02, more students in the capital region are heading back to class today. And this morning, we're bringing you team coverage. We have Carrie Beal in Saratoga and Hubert Wiggins in Amsterdam. But first, we're checking in with Heather Kovar, who's at the Shenandoah campus in Clifton Park, and Melissa Lee in Schenectady. Nearly 10,000 students in the Shen district are heading back to class today. So let's get a check in with Heather Kovar. She's been traveling all around the bus garage and that area there, seeing them get ready.
And they have been getting ready. Just a few minutes ago at 5:55, the first bus left from this spot right here to go pick up some students. We just had a bus driver in this bus right here doing his checklist. What they're doing this morning is they have to go through. Yep, we hear him, someone's starting it up right now. They're going through the different buses. They have to check all of the lights. They have to check to make sure everything works. So now while these bus drivers are getting ready, you know your students have been getting ready to go back to school. So have teachers and staff. So yesterday was actually a training session for staff and counselors on keeping students safe. It was actually an active shooter training session. This was an effort to be proactive and to know what to do if someone comes in with a gun. The training was held with the Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, and while in the auditorium, those in training got quite a surprise and lesson. Listen.
All the doors are wired! Drop the gun! Hands up! Hands up! Get your hands up where I can see them! Everybody get your hands up! Hands up! Get your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Get them up where we can see them!
Now again, that was a training session. At the end of it, they watched as the different deputies put that guy in handcuffs, and then they also answered questions of the staff what to do if something like that were to happen. So it was some proactive training, I'm told. And that's kind of what these bus drivers are doing this morning, some proactive measures before they hit the streets. They have to go through the checklist, make sure that their buses are ready and safe to pick up the students. For more on back to school across the region, we go over to my colleague, Melissa Lee, who is in Schenectady this morning. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Heather. So we are still in Schenectady, but we've switched up the location just a little bit. We were at Page Elementary School. Now we are at a bus stop, Eastern Avenue and Prospect Street. And joining me is the Schenectady Superintendent, Larry Spring. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you so much for joining us. How excited are you for the first day?
This is my favorite day of the year. This is, better than Christmas, better than my birthday.
So we're talking about redistricting. Also, you're not just here hanging out at the bus stop because I'm here. You ride the bus on the first day every year, don't you?
I do. I ask the transportation folks every year which bus has the most kindergartners on it, and I want to be on that bus the first day to greet those parents and greet those kids and see them off, make sure we have a great day.
Why is it so important to you to do that on the first day, especially with the younger students?
Well, it's great for me. I like to see their energy. I like to reassure the parents that they're giving their kids to us, and we take their care seriously. But it's a fantastic way for me to get a sense of this is what it's really like for kids. This is the quality that we're providing. This is what the trip is like. Here's their experience. It's just a great way for me to stay connected to. This is what we're about. We're for the kids.
Now, we're going to see some different faces, some new faces. About a third of the students in Schenectady are going to different schools because of redistricting, correct?
Yeah, so we're changing the structure of our elementary schools. We've redrawn the boundary lines, and so we've got lots and lots of kids, especially at the elementary level, where they will be going to new schools. They'll be meeting new staff, experiencing new routines, and so this is lots of nerves today. So we've done lots of communication and try to help people get used to it, but this is a big day.
And Superintendent Spring, what was the main concern, or what was the priority when you guys sat down to do this redistricting?
Well, first and foremost, it was about balancing numbers across the elementary schools, making sure that we had capacity, across the board. Second, it was about creating a consistent structure, making sure that parents knew, the school structure, that they'll all be K-5 or K-8s or whatever it was going to be, and we ended up with pre-K to 5 schools. And, then as we drew those lines, it was important that we had equity across our schools, that we made sure that, we didn't have pockets of poverty and pockets of wealth, but that things were equitable across the board. We had equity in terms of opportunities for kids, and our population was equally distributed across all of our schools.
Definitely important to keep things uniform. I know that's for sure. Well, Superintendent Spring is going to be sticking around with us all morning long. He's not going anywhere. I'm actually going to be getting on the bus with him this morning, so be sure to stick around for that. For now, reporting live in Schenectady, Melissa Lee, CBS 6 News.
Melissa Lee still riding the bus. All right, thanks, Melissa. We'll be checking in with her, as she mentioned, and the rest of our correspondents throughout the morning. So many great interactive live shots showing you, what it's like out there and what's happening this morning, what your kids can expect. Don't forget, we also want to see your back-to-school pictures. So as your kids are getting on the bus, or if you've got a throwback picture of you want to share, you can get them to us so many different ways. Email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, send it our way, and we're showing some of our favorites throughout the morning here on air. And if you've missed any of our back to school stories, it's been a couple weeks now that we've been covering all of these different angles for back to school. You can see our back to school central page there by clicking on it underneath the news tab. You'll find our extensive coverage and that photo gallery.
Happening today, the search for a man feared to have drowned in Lake George will continue this morning. Crews are going to be back out at 8 o'clock looking for a missing 42-year-old man from New York City. Now, yesterday, crews spent hours searching the waters. The Warren County Sheriff's Office says the man was boating out on the lake with his girlfriend, son, and his girlfriend's daughter. County Lieutenant Stephen Stockdale says the man and his son were swimming when the man started to have cramps.
We're investigating this as a suspected drowning, but we can't rule out any medical catastrophes or other mishaps that might be a factor in causing him to go underwater.
The girlfriend's daughter called 911 just before 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Divers ended their search last night when it got too dark to see. New this morning, the Saratoga Springs Police Department needs your help tracking down these individuals they believe caused some vandalism to a statue in Congress Park. The Pan statue, which is in the area of the Spit and Spat fountains in the Italian Gardens, was damaged early yesterday morning. Police are now asking for your help to try to identify these 4 men on your screen that were caught on surveillance video around the time of the incident. If you have any information, maybe you know who these guys are, call Saratoga Springs Police.
9 minutes after 6, we have a developing story we're following this morning out of Lake George, where a house fire on Flat Rock Road had fire crews working there throughout the night. It happened at about 6:30 last night, and we're told the home is a total loss. We're still working to get you some more information about this fire, but as of right now, no injuries have been reported.
Attorney General Eric Schneiderman is now investigating whether the maker of EpiPens violated antitrust laws. Schneiderman says Mylan Pharmaceuticals may have included potentially anti-competitive terms into its EpiPen sales contracts with local school systems. Mylan says its contracts with local schools do not include purchase requirements. It also says its EpiPen for Schools program has provided more than 700,000 free injectors to 65,000 schools. It's 10 minutes past the hour, the anniversary of September 11th. It's not far away. How one Minnesota town is honoring the lives we lost fighting in the war on terror 15 years later.
And our back-to-school coverage continues. We're checking in with CBS 6's Hubert Wiggins and Carrie Beal, who are in Amsterdam and Saratoga Springs. We'll get to those live reports coming up here in just a minute.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack. Live look outside right now, the Albany Sky Cam. So far, so good. We have not seen any of the fog materialize, just seeing a few clouds out there this morning, and it's nice and mild at the bus stop for the kids as temperatures are in the 60s. We'll talk about some heat and humidity building in over the next few days and let you know when it gets out of here when I come back in just a few.
And still sharing these awesome back-to-school photos that you sent in. This one from Suzanne. We have Jacqueline, who is in 2nd grade there on the left, and Isabel, who is in 7th. And this is the first day of school in Skodak Central Schools for both of them. Thanks, Suzanne, for sending this in. And of course, send us in your back-to-school photos, maybe a throwback of you, whatever. We want to see them, so get them to us.
We've got pictures of us up on our Facebook pages. You can go laugh at those, have some fun, and we'll share
Oh, why
yours.
did you just see the one that I just shared?
It was beautiful.
Yeah, you want to see a great smile? Go to my fan page.
CBS 6 Traffic is brought to you by the 41st Annual St. George Greek Festival, 510 Liberty Street, Schenectady, September 9th through the 11th.
6:14 this morning, and we are showing you some back-to-school pictures submitted by you guys. This one was sent in by Renee Bacon on our Facebook page. This is Julia waking up for her first day of school at Saratoga Springs Middle School.
Awesome. Love that name. Yeah, so send us in your photos. We love getting these. And I mean, we just got this one from Renee a couple of minutes ago. So if you send them in now through email or just post them up on social media, we'll take them and we'll put them up on air. Julia, good luck your first day of school. Okay, right now we are continuing our complete team coverage as students head back to school today. Of course, we had kids going back yesterday, today, tomorrow. We have Heather up there at Shen. We have Melissa Lee. She is in Schenectady this morning. Hubert Wiggins here in Amsterdam. And of course, Carrie Beal in Saratoga this morning. So we are going to go to Hubert Wiggins now. He is out in Amsterdam. He is at the Barclay School this morning. Good morning, Hubert.
Good morning to you, Julia. Well, in just a couple of hours, the first students will walk through these doors here at the William H. Barclay Elementary School here in Amsterdam to usher in the 2016-2017 school year. A lot of excitement on this opening day. Some new students and also some new teachers that they have brought here onto the campus. And those new teachers will be greeting those students when they arrive in just a couple of hours from now. In fact, daylight's beginning to break through sunrise in just a few minutes here. We spoke to Principal Donna Decker, who says, a lot of work has been done by her staff this summer and that there is a lot of anticipation on this first day.
Our theme really is going to evolve around parent involvement, getting parents involved more, attendance, making sure students are coming to school, reaching out to parents to see what might prevent them from coming to school and building those relationships, again, back to that relationship building. And then also achievement, of course, that's always at the forefront.
Principal Decker says that also the students, when they arrive this morning, they will be greeted by the new Barclays Bulldogs mascot. He will be right through these front doors welcoming the students as they come in for this first day of the new 2016-2017 school year. So that's the situation here in Amsterdam. And let's head over to my CBS 6 colleague, Carrie Beal, who is in Saratoga Springs this morning. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Hubert, and good morning everybody at home as well. We've already seen some people trickle in here. We have some early risers, some faculty here, and in just over an hour we can start to expect to see students walking through these doors behind me at Saratoga Springs High School for the very first day of school. And as they walk through those doors, they also will see a new technology center. It's called the Project-Based Learning Center, and it stands in a space that used to be where the old library was in the high school. Classrooms will now be held there to enhance learning through what is called the Saratoga Pathways Academy program, also known as SPA. It features smart boards, a 3D printer, and more. Saratoga Springs High School principal Brett Miller says this learning center was in a much smaller space in the school last year, but even then they saw some positive results.
They did a collaborative project with a school in Holland, for instance, last year, where they worked on like a marketing model for a business, and they cross-compared, and it was kind of a oceanic project.
And using technology to enhance learning, that's just one of the ways they're really focusing on programs, but there's many other programs that the district is focusing on as well. So coming up in the next half hour, we hear from the superintendent about more on those. Reporting live in Saratoga Springs, Carrie Beal, CBS 6 News. Back to you, Jack and Julia.
Carrie, thanks. All right, a memorial to mark the upcoming 15-year anniversary of the September 11th attacks is going up near St. Louis. More than 7,000 American flags will be on display, each one representing an American military member killed while fighting the war on terror. The flags are in chronological order from the first troop killed until the most recent death. Organizers say each flagpole will hold dog tags, a photo, and a brief biography of the military man or woman who made the ultimate sacrifice.
19 minutes past the hour. Let's see what traffic is throwing at us this morning. Not looking too bad here north of the Twin Bridges. See the sun starting to come up here. Southbound side there on the left, we are seeing a little bit of traffic volume pickup, but nothing to worry about. 511 has you accident free for the time being. That's your CBS 6 Eye on traffic.
All right, thanks a lot, Julia. Live look outside right now over downtown Albany, starting out with a little bit of patchy low cloudiness, and perhaps over the next few hours, we might find a little bit of patchy fog form. Right now, it doesn't look like too much of that is materializing, so good news. Kids are going back to school. If maybe mom or dad taking the kids to school on the way, in good shape, and the buses shouldn't have any issues getting to those stops either. So 64 degrees in Albany. Let's take you over to Schenectady. Your city cast today showing we should see a nice mix of sunny clouds, certainly more sunshine as we get you to the afternoon, as temperatures will wind up reaching the middle 80s again today. And I do expect to see a little bit of a spike in the humidity, not only across Schenectady, but also across the rest of the area. One more stop to take you, of course, will be Troy this afternoon, as I do expect to see our temperatures there as well wind up reaching the middle 80s this afternoon under a nice little mixture of sun and clouds. Temperatures outside right now starting out mainly in the 60s from the Mid-Hudson Valley all the way up to the North Country and the Capital Region. So a nice mild start to the day. Whatever is left of Hermine continuing to spin off the coast, but not really an issue for us, as we will continue to see this weekend. For us, more dominant as far as our weather is concerned would be the heat and humidity building in from the west, and we're really going to start to see those humidity values rise over the next couple of days. Today in the uncomfortable category, and the comfort cast with dew points in the upper 60s, and then look at this, we're going to hit 90 as we get into the afternoon for tomorrow. A couple of chances for some showers and some thunderstorms, by the way, but not today. Today, as we go through the afternoon, we should wind up seeing a pretty decent looking afternoon as we'll go for a nice mix of sun and clouds. Let me get you to your 7-day forecast real fast and show you Thursday late toward the evening, couple of pop-up showers and storms. Saturday toward the evening as well, staying hot through Saturday and then cooling off and losing the humidity Sunday into Monday of next week, guys.
All right, Craig, thanks. Not welcome in Europe. I think this is it's just a weird story.
Kind of wild, yeah. Why the EU is considering a ban on American lobsters and how it could hurt business here in the U.S. They're lost. No longer in business. The reason why ITT Technical Institute has shut its doors nationwide.
Look at us, we're just so eager to read. Okay, 621, here's another back to school photo sent in to us. This one from Melissa Clark. I like this one. It's getting all creative and stuff. A bunch of kids getting ready to head back to school. Look like they're out at the bus stop. What do you think?
There you go. It's a good looking collage. Some fresh backpacks there. Everybody ready to go. Keep your pictures coming. We'll showcase them here throughout the rest of the morning. Another hour and a half on CBS 6 this morning.
CBS 6 Traffic is brought to you by the 41st Annual St. George Greek Festival, 510 Liberty Street, Schenectady, September 9th through the 11th.
ITT Technical Institute is no more. The company behind the for-profit school says it's immediately shutting down its campuses nationwide amid federal and state probes into its operations. The move impacts some 35,000 students and will result in the loss of about 8,000 100,000 jobs. It seems the American lobster is not welcome in Europe. The European Union says it's an invasive species that poses a threat to native marine life, and it wants to ban them. If that happens, lobstermen in the U.S. and Canada stand to lose $200 million in business. Sweden says it found 32 American lobsters in its waters earlier this year. It's okay, more lobster for us. A court battle continues. Who will be in front of a judge today as the fight over police body cameras continues in Boston? And a court date set when Bill Cosby will stand trial in his sexual assault case.
It's the first day of school in the Saratoga School District. I'm Carrie Beal, and we're at the high school to tell you more about a new technology center here.
And are you ready to go back to school? The drivers are getting the buses ready. The first couple of buses in the Shin District have already left. And coming up, we're going to talk about what makes each child so special here as they start the new school year.
All right, so we have some clouds over downtown Albany, but good news is no rain falling out of those clouds for the kids at the bus stop this morning. More on what to expect today and beyond when we come back.